Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Tonight we start a new scenario from the collection Doors to Darkness. It's entitled Genius Loci, and it was written by Brian Countermatch. It's available from the Chaosium website. Our game master is Keith Craig, who has been playing with us now for a while. It's not the first time he's run a game, but it is the first time he's done so for us. This game should run a few sessions, and this is episode 1. Let's introduce our cast of characters. Josh, why don't you tell us about your character?
Hi, I'm Ophelia Olsen. I'm a beautiful actress. And as you could tell, I'm named after the Shakespearean character, Ophelia. And, yes, I like all the looks the guys give me. Also, money is, gets you extra with me.
Jeff?
Hello, everyone. I am Jeff Beck, and I'm going to be playing Detective Hank Collins from Boston. He's a bit of a sullen character, has a rather nice mustache, and has a certain aficionado of cigars. Thus, my prop.
Cool. Fred?
I'm going to be playing Donnie Barton. Donnie is a recent med school graduate working for Fernald State School, which is a school that specializes in helping out young children with mental and developmental delays. And he is very eager to start his career in medicine.
Cool. Harish, can you tell us about your character?
I am. I apologize for being a little bit late today. That's some craziness of work. But here I am, Alex. My name is Steve Alexander Stout, but you can call me Alex. That's what I want to go by. I am a dilettante, and I am very curious about occult things, rare antiquities, interesting places in the world. I make my living through private investigation and rare artifice, and that's who I am.
And I will be playing Alton Stiles. I'm an interior designer from Boston. I'm friends with Larry Coswell. I helped him design his office building. That's all I have to say about that. So without any further delays, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Keith?
Thanks, Elton. All right, so our scenario will begin in April of 1925 in Massachusetts. You've all been summoned by Donnie to his house. He received a rather disturbing letter from your mutual friend Larry. You all know Larry Croswell. He is a self-styled ghost hunter. He is obsessed with proving that there is life after death and all, and he wants to be the opposite of what Houdini was trying to do, which was to prove that the supernatural is being made up. So, but he recently checked himself into the state asylum because of his last encounter at the Corbett house, and he had sent this letter to Donnie here.
So what's this all about, Donnie? Tell us. Read us the letter.
Let me see here. So it says, Dear Donnie, as you know, I've recently committed myself to the state hospital at Danvers for a little mental recuperation after my most recent foray into the supernatural. You know his stories. I've made a terrible error in selecting Danvers. I'm in great physical, mental, and spiritual peril here. There is a wrongness about this place. It's so dramatic. They will not let me leave. I must sneak this letter out to you as they read the mail here. Please come and recover me from this dreadful place. It would be wise for you to bring companions, as coming here alone is a mistake. Your friend.
What's going on?
Well,
Larry has gotten himself into some other stupid little thing. Jeez.
I agree. I've told him to stop
Larry.
looking into this supernatural crap.
When did you receive this? Did you receive this letter today?
Yesterday.
yesterday, and then I called you all.
Well, I suppose we're going to have to all go bail him out.
Yes, I bet we better.
Perhaps you should stay there.
Danvers.
They have a good reputation. I've never heard of anything like this going on at Danvers.
I mean, is there any good mental insane asylum? They're all
I think
dangerous places.
They all provide a very needed service.
They're all filled with crazy people. I'm
Exactly.
a little uncomfortable.
I'm sure they'd be lovely places if they weren't all filled with the madmen.
Oh, the men who need the care. I see. Perhaps they should go somewhere else.
Larry doesn't need to care.
Do they have criminals there?
Oh, probably. I know a couple that ended up in there. Some sort of lost spurt where they ended up saying, "Oh, I had a blackout," and then they ended up killing their mother.
What? Oh, God.
Well, you know, some mothers deserve it.
Not all mothers deserve it.
Not all, but then they didn't kill all mothers. They just killed the mother who was driving them insane.
Yes, but
Hear,
they would do
hear.
that to their own mother. Oh, dear God.
And I heard about a man who killed his mother and stuffed her in the freezer. Kept her there for years.
What? Oh, Alton with your tales.
What we call a cold case.
Must have spent a fortune on ice.
I see, yes. Hank, I imagine you hear a lot of those weird stories.
Yeah, and
No,
Larry
don't
went
tell me any.
to me about quite a few of them too.
By the way, darling, you look ravishing in that dress. Where did you get that, Ophelia?
Oh, it was actually a gift from Larry quite a while ago.
Really? Is that Christian Dior?
Yes. How did you know?
My goodness, it's quite lovely. Well, you know, I like to keep
You're a
up on
little
these sorts of
twerp.
things.
Oh, thank you, Alton. You know how to make me feel good.
And while you're all talking, there is a knock at the front door.
What the hell is that?
I'll go and answer it.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Donnie knows.
You answer, and it's a Western Union, and they're like going, "Are you a Mr. Barton?"
That's me.
Oh well, we had this this most urgent message sent to you from Danvers. Will you sign here for the receipt?
Certainly, please. And
Right. Yep.
I'll
And,
sign.
yep. And you have this. This one is on much better shape, not crumpled up, and obviously on official letterhead.
Well, it looks like maybe Larry got some help here. Yeah, it even looks official. It says, "Dear Donnie, please disregard my earlier letter to you. I was having an anxiety attack. Everything here is fine. Do not come here. I need more rest and counseling. Thank you sincerely, Lawrence." See, I knew he'd be getting care.
Now, just a moment.
Hang on.
I don't know if that actually, I believe that.
See, look
Well-
here. It's very official.
But it seems too official.
It's very,
from
very
Larry.
official is correct. It's official. It's not. It doesn't look like his style.
Larry's not exactly the most official gentleman we know.
Besides, nothing would hurt if we just went and visited, would it?
They say that's good for the patients to have visitors.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling like this is someone
Perhaps
else.
I should call it and get us some passes to go in and see him.
Yeah,
It'd be
do
nice to
that.
see him.
Do that. I personally wouldn't do without seeing his face again, but
Well, so how does one go about doing stuff like that? Don't you just show up at visiting hours? You just find out what their visiting hours are. You know what they say about asking permission?
No.
Well, if you ask permission, they can say no. So you don't ask.
And if we show up and they say no, that'll be a couple hours out of the way.
No, but it'll be more awkward. We can say, look, we've traveled here for 2 hours. Please. We just like to see him for a little bit. I mean,
How do you
it'll be
think-
far more awkward for them to say no to us there.
How do you think I got a lot of my auditions?
Well, we all think that you got your auditions probably by sleeping with the directors, but comme c'est comme ça.
You keep
Oh.
that to yourself.
Either way, let's go ahead and have a little trip down to Danvers, I think.
What's that, 2 hours? Where are we? Good
No,
God, Donnie, where do you live?
We're west of Danvers, in Waltham.
Ah, Waltham. All right. Yeah, so we've got a couple of hours.
I swear, if I get jumped by a crazy person, you better protect me, Hank.
Just stay behind me, like everyone else does.
Now, I don't think there's any reason for us. If we want, we can make a day of it. You know, Salem's not too far from there. We can go visit the witches, see how their graves are looking. It's a beautiful little town anyway.
There's a couple great places for lunch there in Salem.
House of the Seven Gables. We can go take a look.
Yeah. At
Yes,
least
it's seafood.
trip of it.
We could make a day of it. Oh, I could buy some new things.
We have to find out what he was doing prior to getting locked up. No doubt one of his little ghost hunting escapades. Escapades?
Escapades.
It's a hard one to say.
It
It
is.
never affected him like this before, though. He's never been, as
Mm.
far as I'm aware.
Donnie, you know where he lives, don't you?
I've got an idea. Yeah, I may have the number right over here. His house number over here in the book.
I forget, is he married or is he living with somebody or alone?
Single.
He's definitely not married.
You know, that explains why we never see him with anyone.
True.
Well,
I don't blame him being single at this point.
GM, is Mr. Cross wealthy enough that he has servants, or
No, he is very
frugal?
lower middle class.
Okay,
probably.
yeah, he doesn't have. So there's probably nobody there. We can't just break into his house. We'll just ask him.
Again, we can go to Danvers. We can maybe talk to him, get permission. We could perhaps do that. Now, I'm not going to abide us breaking into a house.
I don't know why we'd even be talking about that kind of thing.
No.
Well, we should just go check on him.
Now let's go see. Let's go see Larry. See how he's doing. After all, he checked himself in.
True.
At least he
So-
had enough sanity in his part to do that.
Maybe he's starting to believe his stories.
What time is it that we've been invited over to Donnie's house?
We'll say brunch time, so about 11.
Oh, that's quite a drive. We should probably go tomorrow morning, you think?
It would do better.
That's
I
quite
don't
a trip.
I don't have a good auto, so I'll need to ride with one of you.
All right.
I got an okay auto. It's not exactly the best. You got to crank it up quite a bit, but yeah.
Well,
Where is
Alex, Alex, you have a nice car, don't you? A touring car?
Yes, I do. I don't mind taking everybody down.
I mean, you are the rich one, you know.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say rich, but I do
Of
well
course
enough.
you wouldn't.
Euros are on your paycheck.
But that's why we're all friends with you anyway, isn't it?
No,
Wait,
no.
you don't have a paycheck. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're all lucky that I actually have a thirst for the occult and a supernatural. So I'm really, really excited about seeing where this leads.
I'm
I'm
excited
not.
about crazy people
Are you,
running around naked in the streets,
uh,
humping each other.
no,
I've seen worse.
Oh, for crying out loud, Ophelia, you don't act like you're so prudish. You're always acting.
Well, I'm always in role, Alton. I can't lose it. Gotta always be the actress.
Enroll like in a Tijuana Bible.
Tijuana Bible? What's that?
I'll buy you one.
Oh, thank you.
Caught several off a bunch of gangsters I busted one time.
A gangster with a Bible from Tijuana.
You'll understand when you see it.
I see. Well, I for one, were you going to put on some sort of soiree here? Or are we going to just have our little discussion and then go home and get ready for tomorrow?
Well, my tiny living room here isn't really much for a soiree, but I could fix some sandwiches if that's what you're looking for.
What kind of sandwiches?
Oh, it's some sort of chicken paste, and I'm sure I've got white bread in there.
Chicken paste and white bread sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm. I could make some tea.
Now you're talking.
I'll be on for a spot of tea.
You have coffee?
Let me check the icebox. I might have some grounds in there.
Donnie knows his way to a woman's heart. A cup of tea.
All right.
So
So the meal. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So I guess our plan is to join up tomorrow morning and take this trip down to Danvers.
Yes, why don't we meet here in the morning? Say 9-ish.
I think
Sounds
that'll
good.
work.
Yeah, yep. I can get all
Okay.
freshened up.
Okay.
I'll put together a picnic basket. How's that sound?
Oh, that sounds perfect, Alton.
Little wine, little white bread.
Oh. A nice bit
All right,
of wine.
gents.
So your little brunch goes fine, and then you break off. Did anyone want to do anything the rest of the evening, or just red line to the morning?
Probably not. Just
Okay. All right.
Yeah, probably
Okay.
not.
Yep. Oh yeah, the night passes uneventfully. You get a good night's sleep. You guys plan to meet up at 9:00 at Donnie's house. And if you're planning to bring anything out of the ordinary for a day trip, then just let me know. Like, but normal day trip gear would be fine. But I am bringing my double barrel shotgun. That might be a
yeah.
I will be bringing my 9mm and badge, but that's off-duty cop thing.
yeah.
And I will be bringing my detective kit just because I'm a dilettante and that's what I do everywhere I go.
I'll have my womanly items.
Alex.
I'll be bringing some brioche and some cheese and a nice bottle of Chianti.
During Prohibition.
Lava
Nice.
beans.
It's fuck prohibition. Don't mind.
It's not the hard stuff.
Oh, what they don't know won't kill us. Kill him. I hope it won't kill us. Jesus, what year is this bottle? Good God. It might kill us.
All right. So you guys meet back up at Donnie's house. Alex, I assume you're bringing your vehicle.
I am.
All right.
My vehicle has everything in it just in case because I use it a lot. But so it has all my equipment. I won't go
Right.
into what that is, but you know.
Jesus, Alex, what's all these food wrappers doing in your back seat? Don't you believe in cleaning your vehicle on occasion?
You don't have to drive Alton with me.
Yes, I suppose I don't, but I will. So let's clear some of this rubbish out of here.
I am a lady. I need nice and clean.
Alex,
sit up.
we can use this bag here. I'll throw this away in the garbage out back.
Ophelia, you sit up in the front. Any dead rats? No.
Oh,
Right.
come on. Alton. I'm not that much of a scavenger.
Look, darling, you know that I'm just joking with you.
All right.
All right, so it takes you, like you predicted, it takes you a couple hours drive. It's a nice country drive, crisp spring air in the north. But the winding roads get you there, and you slowly pull up to Danvers. It's a smaller town, but there is a major railway through there. So if you'd wanted to take that, you could have. And there are signs for the state hospital, and they're pointing just north of town is where it's at.
I think that road there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh, as you drive along, the hospital is built upon the one of the tallest hills in the area. As you so it pops up pretty easy to see, and as you come up, this is what you see. So that's the picture of Danvers, the building with the highest steeple that is in the center, and then it's got two wings that come out almost like a bat, kind of how they curl their wings and all. But
Place
it is
is terrifying.
it is quite the massive building.
This is a wonderful institution. It has served so many hundreds of.
It is a beautiful building. I will give it that.
It's like the architect just exploded all over the landscape.
Feels like a good, solid architecture. My kind of building.
Well,
It is there is a
It's like
gate
Texas.
across the road. It is a wrought iron gate. It's about 4 feet high, and at the top it's got the little spikes.
Hmm. Greatly
is there somebody who lets us through the gate?
Yeah. There is a guard check, and you see a very large man come around. He looks at you. He comes up. He goes, "May I help you?"
Yeah, my name's Donnie Barton, and I flash my ID from the Fernwald School and say, me and my friends, we're here today to visit with Larry Croswell.
Is that an employee? I'm not familiar with that name.
Oh, I work at another institution here in the state.
Oh no, I meant the person you're visiting. I'm not familiar with it.
No,
that
he's
name.
here. He's here getting some rest.
Oh, he's a patient. Oh, okay. Oh, you're a guest visiting a patient. Okay. He's like, well, yeah, that'll be no problem. And he opens up the gate, kind of swings in. It's got the. It's like, I need to oil that. He's like, go on in. There's a little parking over by the entrance and all.
All right. Thank you very much.
Well, as you're driving up, as you get there, like I said, you see the building. Off to the west, you see a large pond, and it looks like there's a amphitheater kind of built in that, so people can sit in the amphitheater, overlook the pond, and look down in the hill into the beauty of nature. It's like quite a pleasant place.
I should have brought a bag of crumbs for the ducks.
Pond looks inviting. I would love to go sit near it.
Just don't forget there's a bunch of crazy people here as well.
Oh, Alton, don't remind me.
Oh my God.
I was going to tell you that there's quite an easy way to get in. Just admit yourself.
No, I am not admitting myself with these crazy folk.
Then you don't get to share the pond.
It will be fine, Ophelia. Perhaps we can get Larry to come down here and spend some time by the water.
There
Maybe
are
he'd like
other
to.
ponds.
So
I think that's the entrance over there.
Yeah. You pull up and you get out. All of you are struck with a deja vu. Like you've seen this before, and everyone can give me a power roll.
39 out of 65.
39 out of 55.
Fail.
44 out of 50.
28 out of 60.
All right. So the ones that pass, you get the chill over you, like someone just walked over your grave. And for Alton, you get the distinct impression that the building is actually looking at you, sort of like Amityville.
I always hated this kind of architecture. It's like something from a Bram Stoker novel.
I
feel like I had a
feel a bit
cold.
cold. Oh. Oh.
Eesh.
Yeah.
It's like the whole place is staring at us.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
this
say
big
that,
draft.
Alton.
There is no one there at the front door to greet you.
Well, I
Well,
guess
seems like a warm, inviting place. Huh?
So is there like an
There a main
reception
door.
hall?
Yep, there is the main double door to get in.
No, let's just go in.
whatever committee is going to meet us probably is inside.
You expect a sign over the door that says something to the effect of "Give up all hope, all ye who enter here."
As you go in and you open up the door, you're hit with that distinct smell of disinfectant. And Donnie, you're probably used to it, getting done with a medical school and all, but
God.
you're not. It's quite a acrid smell.
Nice and clean. Keeping it tidy.
Smells like a morgue. Minus the formaldehyde.
And there is a large desk, and a gentleman stands up, and he's like going, "Oh, may I help you?"
We're here to visit a friend.
Oh, a patient here, I'm assuming.
Yes.
What was the name of the patient?
Lawrence Croswell.
Lawrence Croswell. He gets down. He kind of gets out, opens up a file cabinet. He's digging through, and about halfway through, he kind of stops. He kind of looks up at you, and he's like going, "I'm sorry, but I can't authorize you to visit him. You'll have to talk to the doctor and all. He's in our he's in the wing for the rather excitable patients, and I don't have the authority to grant you permission."
Well, could you call him?
Oh yeah, the doctor. Yes, yeah, I
Yes.
could.
We've traveled quite a long way. It's been hours and hours and hours.
Oh, I understand. He gets up and starts walking away, and everyone can make a spot hidden.
Ooh, 7.
Nice.
8.
Oh,
One skill I'm good at with a 70%, and I roll a 96.
I've got a good eye.
the architecture is for you.
Got a 20 out of 50, so it's good.
As he turns around to walk back, you notice that his left ear, the lobe, has obviously been ripped away.
Ugh.
When he was facing you, it was kind of hidden away by his facial hair, but when he turned around, you could see that, his earlobe had been obviously removed non-surgically.
Is it a fresh wound?
No, it's not fresh. It's not like scabbed over or anything. But
Right.
Okay.
I lean over to Ophelia. I say, "Did you see the hair?
Yes,
Yes,
I do.
I bet one of the patients bet it off."
Oh, don't say that, Alton. Oh, God.
Good God, I love teasing you, woman.
Oh, God. I want to leave already. Why is Larry with the excitable patients?
I don't know. Larry's not the kind of excitable person you'd expect. He's usually pretty drab and dull.
I swear, if one of them tries to bite my ear, I'm out. I'm gone.
Well, what bothers me is he had enough sanity to check himself in. Is that right, Donnie?
Yeah, I believe so. That's what the letter said.
And
Well, he's
yet
not crazy.
the more excitable ones now. That's what's bothering me.
Well, maybe there's been some sort of mistake.
There's got to be.
You know, if Donnie started going on, if Larry started going on and on about his theories on ghosts and stuff like that, they might have thought he was. I mean, we all know that he's, but he's not that.
It's really not that unusual for someone to seek some respite. Perhaps he has been stressed out and under hard times.
Well, if you keep delving your mind into that dark crap, then yes.
So the receptionist starts coming back, and he's like going, "You're in luck. The doctor is available to meet all of you." He's like, "Oh, now I hope you understand. This is for everyone's own safety. Once you pass the desk, we ask that no weapons be brought back here and all. Some of our closer to release patients, we let them wander around, but still, we don't want them to get a hold of sharp objects and possibly hurt themselves or others."
Understand. I'll relinquish my 9mm.
Okay. And he does have a safe that he puts it in, and he locks it. Everyone else? No other sharp objects?
Do I look like I carry?
Oh, well,
sharp
sometimes a
objects?
nail file. Sometimes you'd be surprised what people could use as a weapon.
Okay, I guess.
But-
Here's my nail file.
Yeah, I'll give it my revolver as well.
How about her figure? She can't leave that behind. Look at her figure.
Oh,
It
Alton.
looks good kill.
She fits into that dress like she's wearing the skin on a grape.
You know how to speak to me, Alton.
Anyway, he goes, if you'll follow me, I'll take you down to Dr. Berger's office.
Dr. Berger, is it Berger with a B?
Yep, Berger.
And he is a doctor of psychology?
Yes, he's an alienist.
An alienist.
Does he have much of a reputation outside of Danvers?
You could give me are you asking him? Are you asking whether you know?
I'm asking you. Yes. If I know it.
Give me a no roll, education roll.
K-N-O-W, a no roll.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think I have anything there. Yeah.
That's an EDU, actually.
Yeah, it's education. So.
You remember, Donnie, when you went to school?
I'm sorry, 78. Yeah. No. 78.
Nope, you're not familiar with him. You're probably studying Mint Freud or something.
Okay.
All right. So you come down there. His office is, it's a door. It's got, of course, the classic clouded window, and it's got his name on there, Dr. James Berger, Doctor of Psychology. He knocks, and you hear a come in. And he opens the door. He goes, "Doctor, these are the gentleman and the beautiful lady I was telling you about." He's like, well, see them in. And of course, he stands up. The doctor stands up, and he's like, "Please come in. I barely have enough chairs for everyone."
Dr. Berger, it's very nice to see you.
Oh, and of course, he shakes your hand.
Alton Styles.
Oh, Alton, nice. And you good, sir?
Detective Collins.
Detective. Oh,
Don't
always.
worry, I'm not here on business.
Oh, well, we're always happy to have our boys in blue around. And who is this charming creature?
You mean you're talking to me? I'm Ophelia Olsen, actress.
And he takes your hand and he gives it a light peck. He's like, well, please have a seat. He's like,
Thank you.
And the others, sir?
My name's Donald Barton.
No. Pleasure to meet you.
Good to see you, sir.
And I'm Mr. Alex Stout.
Oh, well, now that our introductions are out of the way, I'm sure you didn't come here just to talk, and I'm a busy man also. So, what can I help you with?
Go ahead, Alton.
We got a rather distressing letter from one of our friends who recently checked himself into your institution, and we just wanted to come and visit him, see how he's doing.
Ah,
Mr. Larry Croswell?
Croswell. Croswell. Yeah, you have to understand. It's not that I don't care about the patients that I don't have the name. I have 2,000 patients. Let me find his file here.
2,000 pages.
Crazy people. Oh,
Well, we prefer not to call all of them crazy. Some of them are, but some are just needing a bit of a rest and all. And he digs around, he gets out a file, and it's a skinny one. He's like, Croswell. He's like, oh yes, yes. He checked himself in, talked about seeing ghosts and all. Got quite violent with some of our guards.
Oh dear. Something you should understand, though, about Mr. Croswell is that he's always been given to these flights of fantasy. He's very interested in ghosts. It's a popular subject, and but he's never been violent.
Oh, well, unfortunately, we try and explain to him, according to the paper, that it's okay to go out there and look for the spiritual, but when you start believing it's everywhere, that's when it becomes dangerous, and that's when I challenged his belief, and that's when he just blew his top. I mean, struck one of the guards, and he tried to break off a leg chair to assault him with it. I mean, it was quite horrible. We had to restrain him. I had to try out the straitjacket on him. Fortunately, I mean, he's,
my goodness.
Yeah, we've been able to release him from that straitjacket, but he's still in a padded cell, unfortunately.
I've never known Larry to get violent before.
I've never known such strong conviction that he's willing to throw blows.
Well, he didn't really like to be challenged.
But he could take a friendly jab.
Well, we had a lot of arguments.
Yes,
we didn't mean anything. We didn't mean to cause him any mental distress. We were surprised to find that he had himself committed. Well, not committed, but here for rest.
Yeah. So you, from what I gathered, and he was writing while you got in shorthand while you're talking. He's like, from what I gather, that you've challenged him on his beliefs before, and he's verbally pushed back. So maybe this isn't such an odd.
I mean, no more than he never seemed particularly sensitive about it.
Not to the extent of coming to fisticuffs.
I mean, if our gentle jibes have caused him mental distress, it's our fault. So we'd certainly like to reassure him that we care about him and love him, and that we were just teasing the way anyone would tease.
Oh well, I can definitely relay that to him that his friends were just
Well, is it possible that we could see him?
Oh, that would be almost out of the question. I'm sorry. It's
sure?
Just
Perhaps it would do him some good to know that his friends are here and we are caring for him.
We can reassure him.
I want to attempt to charm this man.
Okay, all right, give me a charm.
Oh dear.
Are you sure I kind of get closer to you?
I told you they couldn't take that weapon away from her.
37 out of 65.
65. Well,
He sits back and he's like going, well, I could let you down there, but you must understand that some of my attendants would have to escort you.
That'd be fine.
I see.
We wouldn't want any harm to come to you, Miss Olson. Is it Miss?
Thank you. Yes, Miss.
Oh, excellent. He's going, well, unfortunately, Lawrence is in He's at his isolation time, so it'll be about an hour before we could get you down there. Would that be okay? I mean, you guys said you came a long way. I'd hate for
Yes.
you to miss your train.
Oh no, we
No,
didn't
we
take
drove.
train. We took automobile.
Oh, okay. I understand. It's like, well, yeah. If you don't mind waiting, you can. We have a wonderful lobby out front that I'm sure that you saw. Yeah, if you understand, I am quite busy.
Of course.
Of course.
Before we leave, Keith, I'm not quite satisfied. This behavior doesn't sound like Larry, and I'd like to just make a psychology check to see
Okay,
if I can read anything into that.
Yep, please do.
Do you want to roll that, or should I?
No, you go ahead and roll it.
Okay. I have a 75 and I rolled a 30.
Okay, so
Hard.
that's hard. Yeah, he seemed shifty to you. There was times that he seemed like he was making it up on the fly.
Okay.
So,
I don't say anything to him at that point.
right. Okay.
Well, let's retire to the lobby and wait.
As everyone, as you get up to leave and you turn around, you notice on the wall. You wouldn't have noticed it when you came in, but on the wall there is a painting. It seemed like at first glance it looks like Saint George and the Dragon, but in a strange twist, the dragon is actually assaulting Saint George, and in the dragon's hand it has the guts of the horse, like he's just recently been eviscerated.
That's rather gruesome.
That is
Creepy
horrifying.
twist on a fairy tale.
17th century, Flemish, perhaps?
It is quite well done.
Oh,
Is there could I check it for any kind of like occult, like iconography or anything like that?
Yeah. You could roll that. Yep.
I'll do that as well.
Okay.
The dilettante's not the only one that's dabbled in it a little.
38 out of 25.
No. Yeah.
27 out of 35.
You do not see any. No.
It's a nice twist on a dark fairy tale.
Interesting.
horrifying, ghastly.
Very autophilia before you lose your lunch.
Could I use my arts and crafts to make sort of a more accurate assessment of the painting? 56 out of 65. So.
Okay. As you look at it, as you look a little bit closer, it seems like the maybe the paint that was used was not your standard oil paint. A lot of the reds are actually turning into a brown, and they're kind of cracking. And also, you know, maybe someone was trying an experimental paint similar to what Da Vinci tried, or they didn't really know what they were doing quite when they were mixing it up.
Is there a signature on the painting?
There is not.
Oh, interesting piece. Well, let's go. We're not here to look at the art.
But we have an hour to kill.
Yeah, I think they want us to stay out in the lobby, not wander around. Might forget that we're not the crazy people.
As you guys come back out to the lobby, you see the receptionist sitting there. He turns around and he's like going, "Oh, are we leaving already?"
No, we're going to wait in the lobby for about an hour. Then we're going to go see our friend.
You are? Oh, wow! I'm quite surprised. Most people don't make it to the J ward. It's quite awful. The men there, they probably will never get out of here.
I can be quite persuasive.
No, Ophelia, are you sure you want to go in there? These men might be sex crazed.
Wait, what are these men like?
Oh, I just worked the reception. The one time I went down there, it shook me to the core. Just all the worst things you could imagine, and the smells. Oh, awful.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't go down there.
Yeah, maybe you should stay here in the lobby and wait for us when the
Yes.
time comes.
Yes,
I'm going to quietly make my way over to Hank and say, Hank, I don't want to panic anybody here, especially not Ophelia, but I'm very certain that Dr. Berger was making up what he was just telling us, that he was being dishonest with us.
Which part?
The part about why Larry's here and why he's being held.
Huh.
Did you get that vibe off of him at all? I know you're good at at dealing with mysteries.
Can I make a psychology check? Reflection? I guess.
Sure.
The answer is no, Donnie.
Well, maybe I'm off here, but that just didn't feel right to me in there. Something about his behavior wasn't on.
Well, he is a busy man. Has about 2,000 patients.
Yeah.
Could get his facts mixed up, maybe.
Perhaps.
We'll see once we get to see Larry.
So how long have you worked here? I say to the receptionist.
Oh, me? I've been here about 3 years. Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's a good job. Good job.
This is despite the fact that you're surrounded by people who have mental disorders.
Well, on the bright side, you're never going to bump into anyone on the street, so you don't.
Well,
They're
that's
all
true.
locked up
You are doing a public service by protecting us. So you've got that to be proud about. Are the hours long? Nice hours? Holidays off?
Oh no! Unfortunately, in the care of patients, they need us all the time. I do get Sundays off, of course.
Oh, that's good. You go to church?
I try. Yes. My mother would be proud. Sometimes I'm a little tired to get up for early mass.
Are you're still living at home?
Oh no, I just mean that my mother checks in on me, she's like always asks if I'm still making it to church.
Oh, so you're close to your mother.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Ask, where's the lavatory?
Oh, it's down the hallway, and kind of points in the hall, and it is on the other side of the place where he goes, oh, you couldn't cross this to carry your weapon, so it's on the public side of the hospital. If that makes sense.
All right.
Have you got any
I'll be
tea?
back in a bit.
Any tea?
Do I have any tea? No, I don't have tea. I have water. The cafeteria might, but of course, we'd have to escort you there.
Oh,
I wouldn't mind getting escorted.
Oh, I'd have to call some. I, of course, couldn't leave the desk.
Oh, of course you could. You could take me. I'm gonna try.
Okay, go try charm.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And so, Hank, you're headed down to the lavatory?
Yeah.
All right.
I was originally going to
Okay.
about doing something else, but then I remember, oh yeah, secure line.
Yeah.
Guards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got 31.
So you got a 31 on the charm. He's tempted. You can see that he's considering it, but he's also he's going to go, yeah, I'll get someone down here quickly, but I can't leave. You understand.
I understand.
Are you married, Mr. Receptionist?
I'm not. It's John Sankey.
Ah, Mr. Sankey. Thank you very
Lovely
much.
Oh, yes. Amount of times I've heard that one.
Are you a married man?
No. I am a bachelor.
Confirmed.
Oh, interesting.
I'm going to go sit down. Can we smoke?
Oh, yes, of course.
Ah.
Ashtrays are right there.
Love.
I've been smoking this whole time.
Okay. So, Hank, you make it down to the lavatory. It is, very sterile. The stalls do not have doors on in, and kind of what you would expect.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something else, but then I remembered guards.
Right.
Damn.
As you are relieving yourself, and you look down into the water, the water is actually you swear you see like almost like a lizard thing kind of dart up and then goes back down, and it, since it's by your private area, your dick,
Nope.
it kind of makes you jump, and you can make a sanity check for that.
That's a lot of no. 54 out of 65.
Oh yeah, you just kind of back it off, and when you look back, just yellow water.
Flush. I'm going to tell them there's snakes in their toilet. Ugh.
Donnie and Alex, you doing anything?
Yeah, I wanted to get some fresh air.
Okay.
We'll
So
go
you go out, and any
around the-
particular area you want to wander, or just kind of wander around the grounds?
I want to wander, but I want to wander towards, I want to get into my adventurous self. I want to kind of look around. I know that there's probably guards around, but I want to kind of look around and get to some of the areas that, may not be easily accessible just from the outside. I take a look and see how far I can get.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you get out there and you're wandering around. You do see a few guards walking around. It looks like they're kind of bored with their job. That not a lot happened. Some one's even got his little truncheon. He's kind of clicking along all the wrought iron. Ding, 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 ding. So you do every once in a while see some patients kind of walking around. They seem like, the only reason they're patients is they're dressed differently than the guards, but obviously in hospital gear.
I see.
Keith, I've never really had a chance to get to know Danvers, and so I'm going to kind of nose around to see if there's anything like, just maybe a fire map on the wall or anything that's safety related that's posted for the employees that might give me a little bit more of an idea of the feel of the building and where the different wings are and what the layout is.
Okay, as you look around, you find this floor plan. So that is the floor plan, and it's a very large building. And of course, you're in the area right where it says "the" for plan of the hospital. That's the entrance area. The cafeteria is straight back, which is where they'll be escorting Ophelia.
Huh.
And is it labeled like that also?
Yeah, we'll say it is. Yep. I pulled this off the Danvers website, so.
So Jay is all the way over there at the end.
So yeah, it's very, very big. And as you it didn't say there, but as you get further away from the center of the building, that's where you get to the more excitable of patients. Okay.
Keeping them in more and more isolation.
So, Alex, you're walking along, and as in your wanderings, you eventually come across and you see the pond in the amphitheater. The pond grabs your attention because instead of like a normal coloring of water, it's almost like this greenish blue. Not quite a neon, but definitely not like maybe it's got a good layer of algae growing on it, or something, but just doesn't look right.
I want to go kneel down next to it and kind of inspect it a little bit more closely.
Okay. You get close to it. You give me a Constitution.
55 out of 60. Yes.
Okay. You get over there and you get like the shivers, but this time it wasn't like, felt creepy. It's almost like when you first start getting the influenza setting in. Your joints get a little achy and everything, but you're able to kind of fight it off.
Interesting. And how big is the pond?
It's probably you could swim across it quite easily, probably in a couple minutes if you're just an experienced swimmer. Yeah.
And what's across the pond? So if I'm sitting on this side of it, like what's the immediate area?
So immediate across, you of course see the fence, and then it's looking down into a large forest at the bottom of the hill.
Interesting. I want to walk around the pond to kind of go to that area and see if I can see more.
Okay. Yep. As you walk around the pond, give me a power roll.
19 out of 50. So yes.
Okay. Yep. You're able to walk around it without any issue. I mean, there for a brief second, you had this incredible urge to not, but then you're like, just being in this place.
Okay. As I get to the edge and get towards the forest area, is there any kind of like partitions or any barriers, or does it just go straight into the deep forest, or how far is that forest from the buildings?
It's there is a fence. There's the fence that's around the entire grounds and stuff, and then you go down the hill, and the hill, maybe 100 feet. I mean, it's not a huge hill, and then the forest is there at the bottom of that.
I see. All right. Is there any, as I come back around, is there any kind of like the closest building? Is there like an entranceway? Is there any activity happening?
As you come back around, there is a obvious the far wing on that side. There is a obvious door there, but it is barred, and it doesn't have a handle from this side.
I see. I want to go up to the building, and I want to be very careful and kind of sleuthy as I'm kind of like inspecting it.
Okay.
I want to see if there's anything interesting or.
Give me a luck roll.
16 out of 55. Yes.
Okay. Yep. None of the guards were on patrol on that side of the building at that moment, so you're able to get up there.
Okay, great. Do I see anything interesting? I want to look at that particular, obviously that door. Is there anything out of the ordinary or unusual about this part of the wing?
Give me a spot hidden.
No, 66. 50.
The only thing that you notice is that that's obvious to you is that the door says, J Wing.
Door that says J Winning?
J Wing.
Oh, J Wing. I'm going to go up to the door, very cautious-like. Is there a door handle on there?
There is not.
Is there? Oh. I'm going to push up against it. Is there any give to it at all, or is it? I presume it's like.
How hard are you going to push?
I'm going to put my shoulder next to it, and I'm going to kind of. First, I'm going to kind of lean into it.
Right. It obviously swings out toward you, and but yeah, when you push now. Okay. All right. So one of the attendants that comes down and goes, yeah, I was here to take someone to the cafeteria.
Oh, that would be me.
Oh, John, you didn't tell me it was this charming creature. It's like, well, he's like, just you, ma'am?
Alton, would you care to escort me as well?
Oh, all right, darling.
And of course, Hank, you're out of the lavatory by now.
It is
I'm
indeed.
actually going to walk over to the receptionist. Gotta ask, you've been here for about 3 years, right? That's what you said.
That I have. Yeah.
Have you seen any weird stuff around here?
Well, I
Like
mean,
stuff out of the ordinary?
well, I'm assuming you mean besides just the
Besi-
people. Yeah.
Besides, yeah.
No.
Nah.
No, I mean, when you first get to work at a place like this, it can kind of play tricks on your mind, of course. But once you get used to it, you remember that those are all children's stories to scare you. It's just your mind playing tricks on you.
There have been no, like, rat infestations in here, right? No, like, snake nests been found around here or anything.
Oh, no, I mean, anytime you have this many people living in an area, you're probably going to get some rodents, but we do our best to keep them down, of course, But no, nothing that I would call an infestation. Probably more mouse just trying to get out of the cold.
Eh. I'm going to try and do a psychology check, just to see if he's being straightforward. Well, I feel like he's being straightforward, but after glimpsing something in the toilet, I'm questioning things. That is 45 out of 50.
Yeah, he seems like he's being honest.
Yeah. Take a seat.
Yeah. Donnie, were you staying in the lobby?
Yeah, I'm gonna just hang in the lobby here.
Okay. All right. So Alton and Ophelia, you're being escorted down the hallway. As you saw on the floor plan, it's pretty much a straight shot. As you're walking along, the guard, of course, is trying very poorly to flirt with Ophelia. And whether or not you're receptive to it, that's of course up to you. But Alton, you recognize it as just, he probably hasn't seen a beautiful woman in a long time.
Alton, are you okay? Alton, you seem a little...
I'm fine.
Are you sure, Alton?
Yes.
You know completely.
Just pay attention to the man who's paying attention to you.
Oh, no. Okay.
So where is this goddamn cafeteria anyway?
You're as you're walking, he's like, "Oh, it's just a few more doors down." He gets to one. He gets out. He's got his little key ring. He opens it up. Yeah, I understand. We have to keep the doors locked just in case some patients run amok. He unlocks it. As you come in, you see one patient kind of sitting on the floor. He's got a piece of paper and he seems to be drawing quite frantically. He's like,
excuse me, sir. Is he safe to be around?
"Oh, Jim? Yeah, Jim's fine. I mean, I wouldn't get your shoes near him. He kind of drools a bit, but besides that, he's fine. He got hit in the head during the war."
Oh.
So you get your cup of coffee or whatever it is you're getting, your tea. Let's get back. I'm going to look over at what's his name is drawing on the floor.
And Jim, so okay. So, of course, he escorts you down to get your cup of coffee. As you come over, Jim, he is drawing. It's like a multi-eyed toad, and its tongue's kind of out, and it's almost like it's got a sucker at the end, but it's like actually like a lamprey. It's like latched onto itself, sucking. But of course, it's constantly getting smeared as he's drooling onto it.
Lovely. Psychotic banana people.
He looks up. He's like going, "Would you like me to paint a picture of you?"
No, thank you.
Oh,
That's quite all right.
oh, my! I've been known for my accurate depictions.
Yes, watch my shoes, please.
Oh,
They're very expensive. I move away, closer to wherever Ophelia and the receptionist went, or the
Escort.
the orderly.
He goes, oh, here's your coffee or tea. That's what you
Tea,
requested,
yes,
correct?
tea.
Yes, yeah. Some
Oh, thank you.
lovely Lipton.
Oh.
Come along, Ophelia. Let's get back into the reception area. The sooner we can get out of this booby hatch, the better we'll be.
Alton, are you sure you're okay, Alton? You look a bit, I don't know.
Oh, shut up, Ophelia. Come on.
Okay. I just start walking.
So an obvious hours went by. You guys gather back in the lobby, and you see two very large men come around, and they're like going, "Yeah, we were supposed to escort some people to the J wing."
My goodness.
Yeah. Oh,
Where's Alex?
I've come back. I've come back at this point because I'm checking my watch. I have a pocket watch on me. So.
Come along, Alex.
Oh yes.
I'm staying right here. I'll stay at the reception. I don't fancy going to more crazy people.
wise choice. It's quite horrific for a delicate flower as yourself. Let's go, gentlemen.
John, could you keep an eye on our friend Ophelia here?
I'll keep two on her.
Oh, you.
Obviously. One for
All right.
each of them.
Oh yeah, they begin escorting you down. You take a left. They get the door opened up, and they're like going. They're like, oh, this wing here. This is the H wing. This is for people that have checked themselves in and all. We leave the cells unlocked here, during the day, but we lock in at night. But just for their own protection, of course, and everything.
I would
Go
assume
along.
Croswell was in here first.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to check his record. I don't keep track of where they're at. Is that who you're going to see, Croswell and Jay?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll be sure to keep the door locked between you. We don't want any injuries to come along.
That bad, eh?
I can't believe that he's gotten into such a state.
Unfortunately, it has. So they take it along and go, this is the I wing. This is for people that the state has committed here and all. They're not here voluntarily. So but not of the most violent types, which unfortunately is here, which will be down these steps. So everyone that's with me, give me a luck roll.
Luck.
Apparently, I'm not lucky at all. I got a 96.
Well, I am lucky, just not in this instance, with a 98 out of 75.
Holy
You're always trying to up me, aren't you, Hank?
Always.
You and your little magnifying glass and your
How'd you do, Donnie?
fingerprint powder.
75 over 55.
Okay.
36 out of 55.
All right. So, Hank, as you come to the top of the steps, you feel a distinct push in the back, and you can make a dex roll to keep from falling.
Dex roll. Oh, now they do okay. 41 out of 50.
And so you kind of get there, your arms windmill a bit. You're able to catch yourself, but while you're windmilling, you hit Alton, and you kind of knock him. And of course, since everyone filled their luck roll, you get Alton. If you can give me a dex roll, also.
37. Almost hard. 2 points.
So you're able to kind of grab onto Hank and steady yourself.
Jesus Christ, Hank.
Shit. I'm sorry. God, who the fuck pushed me?
And Donnie, with your dex, you're fine. All right.
We look back to see who pushed him.
Yeah, I'm looking to see who the hell pushed me.
So the only person that is behind you is actually Alex.
Alex, what the fuck?
I did not push you. What?
Seriously,
Who did
me.
then?
not funny.
I don't know.
That's all we need
What
to do. Come to a hospital and break our necks.
If he was in front of me, would I see something? Would I have seen him?
Yeah, you would have seen. All you saw was him just suddenly like kind of lurch forward and obviously try and catch his balance.
I didn't
Was-
see any pushing. It's perhaps the floor is just slippery.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Well,
Yes.
Is this the J Wing now that we're going into?
It is. He's like going, guys are jumping at ghosts. I see. I told you this place can get to you. This door has two locks on it. He's like going, I must warn you that a lot of the men here are unable to, they're incontinent, so the smell can be quite shocking the first couple times.
Really?
Yes. Oh,
Lovely.
This
yeah.
could be charming.
We should have brought Ophelia with us.
Really should have.
They open the door and you're struck with that ammonia smell, just trying to mask the smell of feces.
Ugh,
Lovely.
He's like, oh,
that's strong.
yeah.
Let's stiff up a lift, boys.
He's
We
like,
are all after all. We are all after all, gentlemen.
oh, he escorts you in. He's like going, Mr. Croswell's in the last cell on the left there. He's like,
All right.
Gotcha.
try and stay in the center.
Gotcha.
He's walking you along. From your right, you hear this almost like blood-curdling scream, and a face comes up to the window and is looking at you, and he's got one eye. His other eye has been gouged out, and it's still sometimes got leaking a bit.
Ugh.
He's like going, yeah. He's into self-mutilation, that one. I don't understand. He finally started going after his eyes. I guess cutting his arms wasn't enough for him. I don't know where he keeps hurting, where he finds instruments, probably his own fingers.
I lean over to Alex and I say, "Why is our friend in this horrible place?
I have no idea.
He doesn't belong in this place. He's not dangerous or crazy."
They get you down, and they open up the little slide. They kind of click on the bars over the window, and they're like, "Lawrence, you got company."
Larry, it's Alton.
Alton, is it really you? It's not,
yes, we're
not
all
a
here.
trick.
No, we're all here.
We're all here.
He gets up and his face comes up to the window. He's looking a little peaked, a little malnourished. Oh, he's like, it really is here. You heard about my plight.
Yes, Ophelia's here as well, but we wouldn't let her come into this part of the hospital.
You left her alone?
She's in the reception area.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's with the receptionist.
Oh. I suppose that should be fine. It's still day.
Larry, how did you get put into here? They said that you were violent.
Oh, they're just seeing things. No, I came here to recuperate, and when I told them I felt better, they said that no, that I was mistaken, and that no, I needed more help. I told them that what I did and how I was investigating, and that I found this place fascinating.
You're investigating this place, Donnie?
Well, while I was here, I thought I might. I mean, there's just so much fascinating about this. I mean, people have passed on. Surely some of their essence is left behind. Oh,
Setting that aside for the moment, the doctor told us that you were in an argument with some of the orderlies and that you attacked them. Is that true?
no, I never hurt anyone. They they just don't want me to go. They say they keep going that I need to be here for the new moon.
Do you, Larry? Do you have a lawyer that we can contact?
I don't. I didn't think to even set one up when I came in here. I mean, Dr. Berger had such a good reputation.
Well, we're going to do our best to get you out of here. You don't belong in here.
How are you feeling now, Larry?
Scared. I'm in here with people that are they scream and cry all night. Sometimes they say horrible things like that my time's coming. They're going to get me. I mean,
Well, we are here to help you. We are your friends. So please take some comfort in that. Wait, are they meeting your basic needs? I mean, is it clean in there? Have they brought you food?
Yeah, they do feed me. They give me a gruel of some kind and a water. I mean, they give me this bucket to relieve myself in, but nothing to cover it.
Well, that gruel is nutritionally fortified. It should keep you fed.
I would like to go forward and look past his face into the cell that he's in.
Okay. You
To
could
see
do
the
that.
condition. Right. Even though he told us to stay in the middle, I'm still going to do it.
Okay. As you step forward, you can see past Larry. It is a padded cell. The window has been blacked out. It's blacked out. It's a couple bars, so he can't even reach to it. So he's getting no sunlight, and looks like he has to sleep on the floor. And like you said, he just has a bucket for relief.
We're going to get you out of here.
And one of the guards goes, "Sir, please don't approach the cell."
He's my friend. He's not going to do anything to us, but all right. Well, I, for one, have seen enough. I think we need to go straight to get a lawyer. Alex, you probably know a few good lawyers, don't you?
I sure do.
We need to get him out of here. Donnie, you should know the procedures that we need to go through, yes?
I don't know the procedures here at Denver, but I certainly know I know enough about this. This isn't right. We should be able to get him out of here.
Yes, this is
however, the medical opinion of the staff here is going to be critical.
Well, Larry, you hang tight. We're going to get you out of here. Know that we all care about you, and that we will make sure that we get you out of here ASAP.
Alton, I'd be eternally grateful. Please hurry. I don't know if I can hold on. I mean, have you seen the wounds?
Wounds.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what wounds?
He's kind of. Everyone can make a spot hidden there.
Yes.
Okay.
12
Yes.
out of 70.
Nice.
41 out of 50.
When he said that, one of the guards started stepping up, and so he seemed like he wanted to answer your question when you said wounds, but then he saw the guard and kind of cut it short. He's like, please just get me out of here.
Larry, have you been injured?
No, I haven't. They treat me treat me like a patient. They treat me as well as everyone else here.
Can I do as he's talking, can I psychoanalyze him a bit?
Psychology roll.
Is it psychology?
Yeah. Yep.
Psychoanalysis is trying to help the person.
Like if they've had a break. Yeah.
Right.
I'd like to do
Well,
a psychology also because
Same
I'm wanting
here.
to compare his stories.
Same,
Yeah.
same here, because this is very sketchy.
Even without it, it seems like he's just saying that because he's afraid of the guards.
Yeah. I didn't make my psychology because it's low. I was hoping
I got
for
40 out of 50 myself.
At 25 out of 30.
I
Yeah,
rolled
he
really bad.
oh, he seems scared.
Yeah.
And he's kind of in a bind here because if he goes, hey, these guys are beating the shit out of me. Oh, hey guys.
True. That earns them a pretty good glare from Hank.
Yeah, I think I'm going to turn and look at them and smile and get their badges.
Okay. Yep. You get their number. Say 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Say that I remember it.
Right. Yep.
I have a notepad and pencil all the time, so.
All right, I think that we're done here. And gentlemen, will you escort us back to the reception area?
Of course.
This man is our good friend. If anything were to happen to him, there would be serious repercussions.
Yeah,
Legal
I can
repercussions.
understand. I understand. I understand what it's like to have a friend get hurt, maybe by him.
And I'm going to say, good, I'm glad you understand. And I'm going to use their names.
Okay.
So that they know I know who they are. I'm threatening them.
Right. Yeah.
Indirectly.
Mm-hmm. They nod.
Go, gentlemen.
Yeah. They begin escorting you back out. Ophelia, so while you're sitting there, John goes, so you going to be in town long?
However long our business takes.
Oh, well, where are you staying?
I assume a host will have a place. I don't know.
Oh, well, there are some lovely boarding houses around here. I could recommend some to you.
Oh, yes, that would be kind of you.
Oh, well, what I would recommend was, of course, the Brazen Head or possibly the Smokehouse. They're quite wonderful.
I'll keep them in mind.
Oh, yes. I've been known to swing by for a cider sometimes. Maybe I'll see you there.
No, maybe you will, sir. What's this place like?
Once you get used to it, it's actually quite wonderful. We're all like a family here. We take care of each other, and if someone gets hurt, we help each other out and all. Dr. Berger, he's like the father, the patriarch of the whole family. It's quite wonderful.
He seems like an interesting man.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they say that geniuses can take a while to get around, but get comfortable with. But once you are, you understand what they're there and what they're doing for the good of society.
Have you got any interesting stories from your time here? Any, not too graphic though.
Oh no. Oh well, the probably the most interesting was we had a man that said that he was the real Jack the Ripper. Yeah, that he came here quite. Of course, though, he was obviously. They realized that he was quite just mad and was just making up stories.
Oh God, that could still be dangerous, though.
Oh yeah, we kept knives away from him. Let me tell you.
Oh. This place, I don't really think it's fit for a woman like me.
Oh, we've
It
had
seems-
women like you here before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We have a whole wing dedicated to the softer sex.
Oh, well, I'll be staying away from there. I don't think I
Ah.
need any of that kind of help.
Well, good. Good. I'm glad to hear. You know. But, yeah. Hopefully, I do see you sometime this evening.
Yes, hopefully. I'm just gonna sit and wait for my friends now. I'll let you get back to whatever you're doing.
I understand. So, hey, you sit there, wait a bit, and then after a little bit of time, you hear the door open where
Oh.
that they come through, and they come back out.
Oh, you're back. Thank God.
Yes.
Yes. We got quite a bit of work ahead of us, Sophie.
Oh,
Yes, he's
how's he doing?
he's in a rather bad state, but I think it's because he's in this place.
Oh.
We need to get lawyers. We need to get whatever we need to remove him from here.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Are we
Hope he's
within
okay.
earshot, or can we speak openly here without being overheard by the receptionist?
Probably not in the lobby. No.
Okay.
Well, we're going, right?
Step out. And
Yeah.
I'm great. I'm ready to leave.
Well,
Yeah.
well, the kind man over there, he actually gave me a couple of places we could possibly stay the night at.
Do you want to stay here? Well, I suppose, right, if you don't want to drive all the way back, because we'd have to come back tomorrow anyway.
Yes, exactly. It saves us a journey.
Well, I'm
I'm
up for that if you all are.
might. There's something that he said that worries me.
What's that?
I'm not
Well, let's talk.
suspicious,
Let's
man.
talk outside. Let's talk outside.
Let's walk and talk. Let's walk and talk.
Thank you, John.
Oh, thank you.
Goodbye,
Hope
John.
to see. It's good to see you all again.
Hope you find a new job. Well,
Well, he
I'm not
likes the job.
I'm not a superstitious man by any stretch. You all know that. But him saying that it was good that she was in the lobby and it wasn't night bugs me.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I picked up on that as well.
What's this?
Something
also-
that Lawrence spoke of us about while we were there before the guards proceeded to scare him shitless into shutting his mouth.
Something about the moon, he was saying at night also?
Yes, new moon.
New moon specifically.
Are we far from one of those?
Yeah, is it close to a new moon? Would we know that?
Yeah, I'll just say you did. I was trying to think what it's about 3 days.
Oh,
Hmm.
Well,
Interesting.
I only
What?
said this to Hank, but when we were up talking to Dr. Berger, it even pains me to say this about someone in the profession, but he was lying to us or trying to deceive us.
Lying?
well, I thought perhaps it was just that he has 2,000 patients and keeping them all straight is rather difficult.
No, he definitely was mixing his words up with us and trying to avoid giving us an honest answer.
Hmm.
And that's what I thought too, Elton, until we had our meeting with Lawrence. I know him to be a man of conviction. He is very, very superstitious, but I've never known him to throw blows. And from what I saw, there was a malnutritioned man who could hardly kill a fly.
I don't believe that Donnie would throw blows either. And in fact, he said to us that he didn't. And I'm far more inclined to believe, Larry than anyone else. We need to get a lawyer, and we need to get him the hell out of here. That might take a few days.
Alton, I think you're right though, because the authority here is the doctors. I think you're going to need police or somebody to get him out of here, or a lawyer.
Well, surely there's got to be some legal way of. I mean, he's not. It's not like he checked himself in. He's not committed.
But once they've put him down in that space and declared him dangerous, he's in there now, under doctor's orders, essentially.
Yeah, but there's got to be a way to
Donnie
get him.
knows about as good as I am. Police aren't going to do much. Doctor's going to say he's psychotically dangerous. He's going to be stuck behind a padded cell.
I don't think the police have any authority. They're not going to let the police just barge into a mental hospital where there's dangerous people. And
Not without some sort of warrant.
it's all going to have to do with the judge. Yeah, we're going to need a lawyer. We're going to need judges to decide that they have to release him.
We need to do it quick. We can't leave him here if you're saying that he's in a horrible state.
What else can we do? I mean, he's being fed.
Fed? Have you seen him?
Well,
He's being fed, but enough to maybe keep him alive.
it's a very bad situation, but I don't know what we can do other than follow the legal procedures. It's not like we can. This is a high security area. There's nothing we can do.
It gives me the creeps. This whole situation.
I think at the top of it is Dr. Berger.
Let's go to that place that Ophelia mentioned. Was it the
Smokehouse.
Brazen Head?
No, the Smokehouse.
Oh, you want to go to the Smokehouse?
Yes, the Smokehouse.
They both sound like speakeasies.
Well, that's fine. This
I'm all
means
right with
real hospitality.
I'm outside my jurisdiction.
That kind man gave me them so as options. So
Where
I
the
can
hell is
trust him.
Alex wandering? He's gone all over the place.
I am moving. I'm on the move.
Go for a little walk.
Well, let's go to, what was the other one? The Smokehouse, you said? Let's go there.
Yes, but there is the
Yeah.
Brazen Head. We can.
No, we can't go to
whatever
both.
fit-
Let's, maybe if we think about this tonight and we reflect. Well, wait a second. What time is it?
Let's see here. It probably is getting about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right. Let's get something to eat for certain.
Yes,
Please.
definitely eat.
You did say that one of these places had some good eating, right?
Yes,
Good.
yes, definitely. However, the receptionist did give me a little bit of the creeps. So if he does pop by, yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid him.
You do realize it's mostly your fault, right?
Yeah, I know. I
Just-
can't
just
help
making
my
sure.
good looks. I can't help my good looks and my charm.
Right. Narcissist.
I don't
right.
believe you can call a woman a narcissist. I think that's a masculine term. She's just an actress.
See, Alton.
Or one of
knows
those
me well.
suffrage people. Suffragist.
I don't know. Do you believe that women should be allowed to vote, Ophelia?
That doesn't bother me.
Oh,
Doesn't really. bother me.
narcissist. Sorry, actress.
It's been 4 years. It's 5 years. It's not even like it really counts, but we'll see. All right. Let's get over to the Smokehouse.
Smokehouse.
All right, so you guys get into your car and head on down. As you are leaving, you get as you go through the gate, you get the distinct feeling that you're like leaving the jaws of the beast as they close the gate behind you.
What a creepy place. I hope I never end up in a booby hatch like that.
Yeah, he
Especially
said
one
there
with
was
lizards in the toilet.
He said there was
What?
a female ward. If any of you try to get me in that place. I mean, put in there as a patient. I will not be impressed. I do not want to end up in a place like that.
You would not. You would most definitely not. Yeah,
Look,
you're
look,
right. They have
look.
lizards in the toilet.
Lizards in the toilet.
Lizards?
Jesus.
What kind of... Are you trying to scare me, Hank?
No, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying they're very unsanitary.
Well,
Lizards in the toilet.
well, let's just see if we can get our friend out of that nightmarish place.
Definitely, that's going to be top priority.
Ophelia, someday you shall probably go completely stark raving mad. But as long as you can make money for your studio, they're not going to lock you up.
Go.
All right, so you guys make it to the Smokehouse. It is a, it is a local, not a hotel, but like an inn. You could tell that it used to have a pub inside, but now that they don't serve alcohol, now they're going to serve, your coffee and tea. And it's ran by a little old lady, Angela, who's quite happy to see you.
Oh, what a quaint little place.
Oh, well, thank you very much. He's like going, are we here for food or a place to stay or both?
Both.
So we're visiting a friend in the hospital. But we need a place to stay.
Oh, okay. How many rooms?
Well, Ophelia will need her own room, yes?
Yes, of course.
I'm willing to bunk with someone.
Oh, 3. Okay. That'll be no problem. So she gets you, you put in, she has you sign the ledger and everything, and she lets you know, very stylish. And she has what you would expect for dinner, kind of a nice northeastern late lunch, whatever they eat.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, dear, what was your name?
Oh, it's Angela.
Angela. Thank you, Angela.
Oh,
You're
it's
very kind.
Oh, no, well, we try and serve our guests here.
Thank you.
She does have a fire going, and it does make it a little, has that nice smoke smell. So,
Now, Angela,
yes.
I was just wondering, is there by chance anyone anywhere nearby, or perhaps you might have access to, how shall we say it, alcohol?
Oh, it's like, well, I might have a ability to make the tea more flavorful.
Lovely.
Put everyone like a little warming tea.
Yes.
A toddy would be nice.
Sure thing.
No problem. Oh, she does disappear for a bit and comes back, and she does have it mix. Obviously, it's probably not the best one out that you've ever had, but better than nothing.
Thank you, Angela.
Get it this time.
I put my hand on Hank's shoulder and I say, now I have something to hold over your head.
Well,
We're going to blackmail you into compliance with everything that we want.
oh dear. Please, God help me.
All right. I suppose at this point I'm just going to sort of make myself at home in the inn.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a little area to sit and read or something. Now we're just killing time. So
yeah. There is. Yeah, there, of course, is, sitting chairs by the fire. They have, today's paper, maybe even yesterday's paper to read.
Ah, I'd like very much to read that, especially if it's local.
Yep.
Danvers.
Yep, it is the local Danvers. It has your typical small town gossip and news.
It looks like Mrs. French's son has gained admittance to Harvard, of all places.
Oh,
Yeah, that's nice.
It's right here on the third page.
oh,
Well done.
interesting.
Farmer John has just had a cow give birth to twin calves. How very interesting.
Oh, I'm so interested, Alton.
Alton, is there
going
any
on?
news in there about the institution?
I don't know. Let's take a look.
So as you look through, you do. It has the typical fluff piece about the institute. It talks about how proud they are of Dr. Berger and all. Maybe a couple people were released because of his expert care and all, but nothing.
He seems to be a legitimate doctor, handling a lot of patients, obviously.
Is there anything in the newspaper about new moon festivals or anything like that?
No, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'll give you that section, the section for current events.
The one,
No,
the
there is
stuff
not.
about him releasing patients, I doubt it gives the names of said patients.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. HIPAA hasn't been invented yet, but they were still kind of discreet.
Very true.
Well, and one doesn't always want people to know that one has been into an institute such as that.
Taboo and such.
That's true. If I was to be in such institute, I would not want anyone to know I was in one.
Yes, and yet you're in the worst profession that if
Yes.
you ever were put into one, everyone would know.
Everyone would
Yes,
know.
I know. Yes, stardom comes with its disadvantages.
Oh, so many, I'm sure.
What was that
Well-
last little film you were in?
Oh, you know, Alton.
It had that strange Latin name. I don't
Nosferatu?
remember.
Oh, that's for.
no.
Oh,
That's-
Angela makes it her way back over, and she's like going, she's like, anything else that you'll be needing? Dinner will be at 7.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, thank you.
It's like, what brings you to our quite wonderful town?
Say over there, that institution nearby. Do you know anything about it?
Oh, the state hospital. Well, I know that it was built when I was a child, and all. The state spent quite a lot of money on it. It was in the millions, and that was back in the 1800s. So,
My goodness.
1876 is to be exact. When it was built, but yeah, it's quite lovely.
During the centennial.
Has there anything been strange? Any strange events or any happenings or occurrences?
Oh well, when it first went up, there was it had a bad reputation, but the Dr. Shine when he took over, he got it cleaned up quite well, and we were quite sad to see him retire, but he assured everyone that he was handing it over to Dr. Berger, who came with high recommendations and all.
So it's not got a bad reputation, like that they beat their patients or.
Nothing like East State Pen or anything.
Oh no, not that I've heard of. I mean, some people, I from what I understand, willingly check themselves in. I mean, it's quite well. I mean, of course, there are some people that get put there against their will, but they might not know that they need the assistance.
Do you know anyone that works up there?
Oh yeah, I know some of the orderlies. She names a couple.
Do they come and have dinner here sometimes?
Oh, at times there's not a lot of restaurants here. I try and serve the best, unlike the Brazen Head with their faux Irish food, but we serve authentic. Oh, but yeah, but no, it's I've at first my father was quite upset that they were putting it there. Just like most people wouldn't want a prison near their home and all, but it has generated jobs, and we're quite proud. It's pride of the state, from what I understand.
People with mental illnesses, it's not their fault. It's very sad. We have to have mercy and pity and compassion. But I'm glad that we can pay people to do that instead of having to do it ourselves.
Oh, truer words have never been spoken.
Perhaps.
Yeah. So after she fills up, after she fills up your water and your tea, she excuses herself. There are some other guests showing up. Most of them they look like they're not checking in. They're just getting a snack or a meal.
So how are we going to go about this business?
Well, Alex probably has some lawyers to it. Angela, do you have a phone?
She's like, I do. It's a party line, so you won't have one in your room, of course. But if you're expecting a call, I could, of course, come get you.
Is it possible that later on we could have access to the phone to make a number of phone calls?
Yes, of course. If they are outside of the town, we'll have to add it to your bill.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Alex,
that would
maybe
be
you know some lawyers.
Yeah, I think I can make some calls, maybe. It's
I
around
almost
4
wish that we
o'clock.
could talk to. I wish that we could talk to Dr. Berger again.
Well, we can go back there tomorrow.
Yes, we can deal with that tomorrow.
Perhaps we can phone ahead and get an appointment so that he's not busy when we interrupt his day.
I feel if we give him an appointment, it'll give him time to make some sort of alibi.
Well, it'll also give him enough time to look up the patient and more effectively assess. I think he was just confused.
I
I'm
hope Larry's okay.
starting to really doubt that.
Well, he's in the medical field. He's an alienist. He has a high education. Let's at least give him the benefit of the doubt for now.
He has a good reputation.
Unless something changes. I mean, we're not really saying it, my friends, but Larry was always a little, you know what I mean?
He was loony, but he wasn't crazy.
No, but he wasn't this. Like, I even went on one of his walks once. It was quite interesting.
Maybe he saw something that bothered him. Why did he lock himself up?
I could see him possibly locking himself up for recuperation after dealing with whatever investigation he wishes to pull, but him being violent with interns enough to end up in that shit-smelling ward?
Maybe he got so scared that he...
That's a heck of an escalation from someone who's just slightly agitated to someone who's violent and needs to be locked away.
Consider, too, that it might be a misunderstanding. The guards themselves are used to defending themselves against crazy people, and they may have misunderstood Larry's actions, and they did what they would do to any patient that had a bad reaction. I don't know.
Well, we would hope anyway.
Um,
There's got to be some big misunderstanding.
we
I
didn't
have
really.
my doubts, but still.
Why didn't Larry just go to the country for a couple of days? Why on earth would he?
Because he saw something interesting in Danvers.
That's exactly it. He was not checking himself into that place. He was going there to investigate some spook story or ghost story, or I bet you that's exactly what
God.
happened.
And then maybe he found something he wasn't meant to, and they locked him up.
Maybe, or maybe he just got uppity.
Could be.
Either
I'm
way,
still
they
cur-
shouldn't be treating him this way.
It gives
I'm
me
still-
the creeps.
I'm still curious about the fact of the new moon and the thing at night. Obviously, he's seen some things that have put him into where he was and where we saw him.
Well, you guys know more about the occult than I do. What significance does the new moon have, other than the fact that it should be called the no moon, because you don't see anything at all in the sky with the new moon?
Well, there's a myriad of different things. It just really depends on what culture and what what background it is. There's all sorts of crazy things that happen with the new moon.
I thought that the problem was that everyone went crazy at the full moon. Lunacy, they call it.
Yes.
They're all a bunch of lunatics.
What are we?
Larry.
At this point, this is between a rock and a hard place.
See
Okay. So as you're sitting there talking, everyone can give me a power roll.
Hello.
35. Made
Nope.
it.
0, 0, 0.
Nice.
Wow.
10.
Okay.
I only failed by 5, but damn.
How'd you do, Donnie?
Extreme success.
Extreme success. Okay. So as you're sitting there listening to him talk, you get the distinct feeling that out of the corner of the eye, someone is just kind of sitting there staring at you. And when you look over, you're not sure. Maybe they're looking at Ophelia, but it's not admiration in their eyes. It's definitely kind of like, are they trying to place that they've seen you before, or are they just trying to eavesdrop? You're not quite sure, but there's definitely not just happen to be looking in your direction.
Is it a man or a woman or?
It's a man, a larger man, but not anyone that you recognize.
I nudge Alton and I say, "Hey, get a load of the stair over there in the corner."
Yes, I see him. I'd say it's a 90% chance that he's looking at Ophelia, but he doesn't look like he's undressing her with his eyes. He's odd.
How is he dressed?
He is in a loose-fitting suit, and he probably had a tie on, but he's removed it, and now that's near the end of the day. Looks like probably it's not one that he bought, custom made or anything. Maybe something that someone gave him, actually. And Ophelia, you get the distinctive impression with your fumble there that you look over once they start talking about it. You look over and you're like, I've sat in a circle with this person before and talked to him, but it's a fleeting moment, and you just but for a second you're like going, I remember sitting in a circle with this person and talking to him, and then then it's kind of gone. And it's kind of like when you're, oh, I know that person's name, and then suddenly you can't remember it at all.
Ophelia, you look like you've seen a ghost.
Uh, Alton,
Have you
a
seen a
man.
ghost?
The man. I swear he's.
Yes, he's
seen
just
him
staring
before.
at us. Well, you probably have. You meet a lot of people.
No, but this is a stranger feeling.
You have a stalker.
I don't know, it sends shivers.
What's a
down my spine.
stalker?
You know, somebody who stalks somebody.
Oh,
Well,
God.
how would anybody even know where we are?
Well, I am an
Yeah.
actress. People have their ways.
Don't worry, we'll protect you, Ophelia.
Oh, it's just a.
Oh,
I have a
yes.
very strange feeling.
Deja vu?
Yeah,
Hmm.
a big case.
And the gentleman, he gets up, takes a sip, goes over, and you see he gets on the phone. And I assume no one has read lips, but
Nope.
no, okay, yeah. And so you're unable, and then he walks out.
What
All
about
right.
a really strong listen?
Sure, yeah. Give me a good roll.
I'll give it a go.
92?
No.
So no.
I got 99.
Oh,
Five
Ought 5.
on a 50%.
Okay, so that's an extreme. All right. So what you catch is that he goes, "Yeah, I'm at the smoke. Are you gonna come pick me up?"
Well, he's just seen about somebody picking him up. Calm down. As he was previously reaching for his 9mm. Calm down, everybody. Are you telling that to yourself? Yes.
Okay. So anything else for the evening?
I don't think so. We'll probably have dinner with Angela and
All right. Okay. So you guys have dinner. It's uneventful. You go to bed, and this will be a good place to close it out right after this. So everyone give me a power roll. I know there's a lot of it.
I have failed every single power
I-
roll tonight.
Failed my power roll.
You
Odd
don't even
7.
want to know what I've got again.
I
I
do
got
not.
an 11.
0, 0,
Oh,
0
zero.
again.
Oh,
Those dice.
God.
Let me
Okay,
get a
so-
new die.
New
Oh,
dice.
I need to change dice.
Okay, so you guys got 3 rooms. Ophelia, you're obviously in your own room. Who's sharing rooms?
The detective and I have.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
All right. So we'll start with Alton. You failed your power roll, and Hank, how'd you do?
odd 7.
Ought 7. Okay. So Hank, in your dreams, you're kind of dreaming, and it's a peaceful. But the last thing you remember in your dream is you hear a cell door slamming shut behind you. So Alton, you failed, but not a
I
fumble.
failed.
Although
Correct.
you failed. So in your dream, you're walking down to the cafeteria that you saw today, and but you can't move your arms. They're actually strapped down. As you look down, you're actually in a straitjacket, and you kind of sit up and yell, and that's what wakes Hank up from his dream.
Ah!
Donnie, how'd you do?
11. So extreme success.
Extreme success. All right, so you're sleeping your dream. You're in a cot. You're in a cot, and when you kind of roll over to look, you see that the cell door is still locked. And then Alex, how'd you do?
I failed. At 87.
You failed. So you're being escorted down. They've got your arms held. You can't move. The one to your right is one of the guys that escorted you today. The one to the left, you seems vaguely familiar, but you can't place it. As they open the door, you see the nurse standing there, and you see the electro machine getting warmed up. And then for Ophelia, how'd you do?
Oh,
That
I
was
got
a fail
0,
there.
0, 0
You got a
again.
double zero.
Yeah,
Again,
so,
wow.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so you are dreaming. You're strapped down to the table. Dr. Berger is leaning over you. He has a very large needle, and he's leaning down. But disturbingly, he's not going for your arm. It seems like he's actually going for your eyeball, and that's when you wake up screaming.
All right. Is
And
that where
that's
we're going to break?
yeah, that'll be a good spot to stop.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
Our players included Josh Harwood, Fred Carter, Harish Rao, Jeff Beck, and myself, with Keith Craig as the Keeper of the Secrets. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the short provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. We have a new patron tonight. Mark Fusco has pledged $3 a month to help us on our show. Thank you very much, Mark. If you would like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 or $2 a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. A lot of people don't know that we are pretty active on Facebook. Most days we're chatting with interesting people from around the globe. You can find a link to the Into the Darkness Facebook group below in the description as well. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch that bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure to the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.